So I'm going to try to find the answer to this question where I'm being asked to find the limit as x approaches 1 of square root of x to the power of 1 minus of 1 to the power of 1 over x minus 1. So here, if I go ahead and plug in 1 here, I'll get square root of x of square root of 1, which is 1. And here we get 1 over 1 minus 1, which gives me 0 at the bottom, which means that 1 over 0 is going to be my answer here. But we know from math rules that we cannot divide by 0, which means that we have to find another solution. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rewrite this as y is equal to the limit of x approaches 1 or square root of x 1 over x minus 1. Perfect. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I want to make sure that this 1 over x minus 1 changes location, because that's the problem. This is the problem. The problem is happening here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the natural log on both sides. I'm going to take the natural log of y, which is the function, and the natural log of this, what I just found, what I just made, sorry. The limit x approaches 1 of the natural log of this whole thing, x, and then 1 over x minus 1. So when I take the natural log here, this power, according to log rule, can actually come in front of the natural log. So I'm going to rewrite this again as the natural log of y is equal to is equal to the limit as x approaches 1 of, now I have 1 over x minus 1 times the natural log of square root of x. Perfect. This can be further simplified as such as this, of natural log of square root of x over x minus 1, because 1 times this will just give me that. So let's try again. So if I try to put 1 for x, so I end up with square root of 1, and then you have I have 1 minus 1, which will give me 0. And here if I take the natural log of square root of 1, which is definitely just natural log of 1, that will give me 0. So I end up with 0 over 0, which is not acceptable. Essentially, what I'm going to do next now is that I'm going to use L'Hospital's rule to find a solution. L'Hospital rule states that we're going to take the derivative of the top and not the bottom, right? So I'm going to take the derivative of the top, so derivative of natural log of square root of x. I'm going to be using the chain rule. So another derivative of natural log of x or anything inside of the parentheses will give me 1 over whatever was inside of the parentheses. And if I take the derivative of what inside of the parentheses, so derivative of square root of x, which is the same as x to the power of 1 over 2, I can drop this one using the power rule. So I end up with 1 over 2 times x to the power of 1 over 2 minus 1, which is essentially 1 over 2 x negative 1 over 2, which can be rewritten again as 1 over 2 square root of x. With that, I'm going to multiply it here, 1 over 2 square root of x. And down here, the derivative of x minus 1 is just 1, because this becomes, this I drop the 1, and 1 minus 1 here at the top for the power will give me 0, so I end up with 1. And then derivative of a constant becomes 0. So I end up this over 1. Perfect. I'm going to erase this part of the screen so that we can continue. Next thing, I can just do, I remember. So now I'm going to rewrite it again, the full function, my full equation here. So I have limits as x approaches 1 of 1 over square root of x times 1 over 2 square root of x. If I put 1 here, I end up with 1 over square root of 1. and if I put 1 on this side, I end up with 1 over 2 square root of 1. Square root of 1 is 1, so I end up this will become 1, and this will be just become 1/2. So 1/2 times 1 gives me 1/2. So then my answer is natural log of y is equal to 1 over 2. This is part of the answer that we're trying to find. It's not the full answer. L'Hopital's rule that says that once we find this this natural log of y, what is its exact value, we want to make sure that we put it in such a way, right? So e to the power of natural log of y is the answer we're looking for, essentially. So since we know that natural log of natural log of y is 1 over 2, we can just write it here as 1 over 2, which is the same thing as square root of e. So our answer after wrong button, after all of this work we just did is this one, square root of e. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great break.